That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild, strawberry ice bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You got the grass, you got that, shrubs, mulch, anything. I mean, anything related to lawn and landscaping. You got a retaining wall. I don't know. Some stone you'll put, nice pavers around your flower bed, anything, and I mean anything, lawn and landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Don't think it. Call them at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. I always recommend that so you can see videos and pictures of their work. And when you call Johnny, tell me you heard about it from Sports with Strawberry Ice. I got a live show coming up. We're doing it at Moreline Lager House. So make sure you guys go check out Moreline Lager House. It's going to be September 9th. It is for the Joe Burrow Foundation. Now, let me bring this up to make sure I read everything correctly here. Okay. So, good food for good cause. On Thursday, September 9th, the Joe Burrow Foundation and our restaurant partners are holding a Dine for Nine campaign in the greater Cincinnati and Baton Rouge and Southeast Ohio. Dine for Nine raises awareness and money to support the Joe Burrow Foundation's mission to provide resources and support to underprivileged and underreserved dealing with hunger in youth meals. So you go there and you eat some delicious Moreline food. And 9% of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Foundation. So I'll be doing a show, an extra long show, because it'll be starting at 5:30 and we'll be going to go to 7:30. I have just confirmed that Jim Breach will be there sometime during the show. I don't exactly know what time he's going to be there, but he's going to be joining us there. Joe Farsing will be co-hosting it with me, and I'll work on some more guests. So mark on your calendars, September 9th, come down to Moreline Lager House for a live show. Jim Breach will be there. Hopefully some other former Bengals. Maybe I'll get some Bearcats. Who knows who I'll get, but I'm working on getting guests right now. What is up to everybody in the chat? We got Brad in there. We got Stranger in there. Brad says he thinks the bullpen is overworked and they're out of gas. That's the way Santian looked last night. Let me get to day 13 of the Bengals training camp. Jordan Battle was staying up today from Trags. He got the 11-on-11 pick, the first pick for 11-on-11 against Joe Burrow. And Jay Morrison had this out here for everybody who was not practicing. So Geno Stone was out there. Cedric Johnson, Devin Cochran, Jermaine Burton. Like he said, he was injured. So he was at practice, but he just wasn't participating. Mike Gesicki, Cam Sample, and, of course, Trey Hendrickson. So the Bengals are a little banged up, but nothing major. We can talk about that, but I also want to bring up last night, the 8th inning debacle. The wheels completely falling off. Why did Tito let Abbott pitch until he lost the game? Now, I know you're going to say, well, it didn't matter because Schwarber, who from Middletown, Ohio, hit a 3-run homer and pretty much put the game out of reach. I get that. But if you get him in there and take on Turner before Schwarber, It might be a different outcome. I don't know. But I just don't like the outcome that happened because you saw Abbott losing and he lost it quick and he pitched a great game. And I blame John Sadak because John Sadak, we had 2 outs and he said, this has been Abbott's best pitching of his life. And not any longer he got it out, the words out of his mouth. They hit a double. Then they hit another double and the game's tied up. Like, you've got to be kidding me. It was definitely the announcer's curse, I think. But the bullpen is taxed. I don't know why Lux is in left field, and I don't think it would have mattered anyway because the guy scored, but still, why was Lux in left field in the 8th inning? Everything Tito kind of did. Frustrating loss. I was kind of irritated with the whole situation because I thought we might win it. We go and score 14 runs in one game, and we score 1 the next game. That's the Red season in a nutshell, to be honest. We go and explode for 14 runs, look like a playoff team, and then we look like we've never seen a baseball in our entire life. With that being said, let's get to the birthday boy today. So everybody make sure you wish Joe a happy birthday. He's extremely old. He's getting closer to my age, but I don't think he'll ever catch me. But he is the man, the myth, the legend. He's Joe Schmo. How about happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Joe. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, I had to mute him because that was just too much. You realize that if I catch you in age, that means you've been dead for at least 5 years, right?
Well, that's probably going to happen eventually.
I mean, I hope I don't,
I am older than you. I'll probably die.
Right, but if I do catch you, then hopefully it's 30 some odd years down the road.
Right, exactly. Anyway, happy birthday, brother. How old are you today?
45,
Woo!
halfway to 90.
Wow,
Kind of sucks. I don't like it. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Natty Ron.
I remember being 45.
Brad,
back
Mike.
in my day. There you go.
Appreciate all you guys.
All right, let's get into this. What's your thoughts on the 8th inning of the Cincinnati Reds game last night? Because we couldn't score. If we could have scored more than 1 run, it would have been a different outcome, which is frustrating in general. But what's your thoughts in general? Did Tito blow this? Or was he doomed either way because they went to the bullpen and they stunk? What do you think?
I'm gonna try to preface this the way I've never been on the Tito, trust in Tito train.
Right.
To me, Terry Francona managing the Reds is like Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards. Occasionally, you'll see some of the old magic and remember of like what he was, but most of the time he looks old and like the game's passed him by. Andrew Abbott has rarely faced the lineup for the 4th time. Yeah, he was cruising, but same as the
one
first
out. One out he needed.
same as the first 2 years in the majors. After the All-Star break, he's tailing off a little bit, and yeah, he's still been really good this year. So it's not. I'm not saying he's all of a sudden like he's terrible this year, but he has having a great outing. You probably shouldn't have sent him back out there in the 8th. I don't care if he's cruising. Again, this is someone who's year after year tails off in the second half of the year. And he's going to be coming up against the lineup for the bottom 2 guys, which he quickly dispatched of, but it should never have started. Yeah, the bullpen is incredibly overworked. The Reds, to combat the overworked bullpen, the Reds traded for a starter, which was really dumb.
Well,
to a point because that would have moved Martinez to the bullpen,
right?
But they needed more than that.
True. I agree.
You needed you need actual relievers.
The play there is, Lodolo getting hurt screwed that up for moving Martinez in the bullpen. Hunter Green is supposed to pitch tomorrow night, so does that move Martinez into the bullpen? And then Lodolo hopefully will come back soon, and you can get Chase Burns in the bullpen.
I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Chase Burns because they talked about it the other day with Charlie G had him had quotes with him where they're talking about a plan with what's going to happen with Chase Burns. The general rule is 20% or 25% more innings than what your career high was, what your previous high was the year before. He threw 100 innings last year between through college. He's at like 106 right now for this year. You don't really want to extend him, especially for someone who's incredibly a high effort pitcher. Like he doesn't have a smooth motion, smooth mechanics like Hunter Green, to where it just coasts out. I mean, he puts every bit that he has behind it, and that's worrying me. As don't stress. Like I'd almost put him in a pen.
Well, that's
just let him continue to you don't want to mess up his routines and everything,
right.
just to save innings. If you don't want him to throw innings, then just shut him down. Like shut him down for the year. Throw start until the end of the month, and then sit him down in September.
I mean, I'll put it to you this way: if the team makes the playoffs, he's not going to be on. He's not going to be on the playoff roster. So you got a month and a half, man, about 2 months left in the season, give or take somewhere there. If they're going to do something with him, I would rather them. If they're going to pitch him, which I think they're going to, I would rather them put him in the bullpen, because you can really manage the situations you're putting him in. And I'm only putting him in for 3 batters and then getting him out of there.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's the only reason to do it for me, because you could cut down on his innings. He's still going to get major league experience. I mean, they've done this with other pitchers. I mean, Price for the Rays did it when his rookie year. So it's done before. I don't think it's really back in the day they used to think that would hurt his arm. I don't think that hurts their arm. It does mess the routine up.
That's my only caveat, because
it's a totally different thing. So yeah,
someone who's an actual starter or pitching guru in the majors, minors, professionally, whatever, they'd have a lot better input as to is this something that could possibly screw him up. Me, I'm a more realistic looking guy anyway. The Reds are closer to 4th place than they are to the wild card.
2 out, baby, 2 out.
And they're only one game ahead of St. Louis.
I don't care. They're 2 out.
Like, I'm not saying the season's over, but my point, like, if you were going to go all into the trade deadline in terms of making huge upgrades to your team, then don't do something that's even remotely risky or ill-advised to someone who looks like he's one of the most electric starters out there. I mean, look at the National League Central with Paul Skeens, the Miz there in Milwaukee, and Chase Burns. Those 3 guys that Chase Burns looks like he like when he reaches his peak, when he's 23, 24 years old, like he looks like he might be a more dominant pitcher than Hunter Green. Now, Cardinals can go home. The Cardinals had that. I'm not gonna like unleash on because he's a kid, but the dork behind home plate dressed up in all the umpire gear doing balls and strikes. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
I think he's like a 13-year-old, and his dad made him do that. His dad made him dress up like in full Major League Baseball umpire gear.
What?
And he's behind home plate calling balls and strikes. Like that, they interviewed him and they said, like, yeah, my dad said I had to wear this or we won't go into the game. So yeah, he's behind home plate calling balls and strikes. Yeah, he's in the stands. Just a kid in the stands, dressed up like he's got the shoulder pads and everything, like he's out there behind home plate.
I missed that.
Laz Diaz style.
Well, he couldn't do much worse. It was some of the umpires.
Yeah, I mean, there's Stevie Wonder would do a better job, or at least be more excusable doing a job than Laz Diaz.
So I got a question for you. Are you for or against not robot umps, but the
ABS?
Yeah, ABS.
Like the challenge system?
Yes, the challenge system.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. And the thing is, what I don't get, let me finish this real quick, is where the batters. Some people are, I think Austin Elmore said this, that the batters are usually right. Well, and they can tell, how far the strike zone is. Why the hell can't the umpires? I'm like, if the batters are so good and they know that it's a striker ball better than the umpires do sometimes, why are the umpires so bad? Like, are they just stubborn? Because, I mean, last night they had that outside pitch. I was calling it both ways, but it wasn't a strike. And it was consistent, but it wasn't a strike.
The only thing that I will say to that is because the home plate umpire doesn't set up in the exact same spot. He's over the shoulder of the catcher. And if the catcher sets up outside, he's shifting over. If he sets up on the inside, he's shifting over. You know what I mean? So he's not staring at a static strike zone. It's left and right. And you have catchers that are good at framing, which is literally cheating sounds harsh, but you're stealing strikes.
You're pitch. Yeah,
what's that?
You're stealing a pitch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And good on you if you've got someone who's good at it that can get away with it. I mean, that's part of why Jose Trevino won the Platinum Glove a couple years ago. He's great at pitch framing. Why someone as big as Tyler Stevenson sucks at it because he's so damn big behind the plate. Like he's got to move so much for the low pitches. But so I understand why umpires miss it. I hate the argument. Well, it's a game made with human error. I want the players, the 18 players currently in the lineup for home team and away team. Those are the guys that can make errors. Those are the guys that are allowed to make mistakes. Right. The four men and women now since Jen Powell, I don't know how you say her last name.
Yeah.
First female umpire in MLB history. Fan-freaking-tastic. But they should not be excused. Mistakes should not be excused. Jim Joyce blowing the perfect game for Armando Galarraga. If they if they had,
how did he miss that? How did he miss that?
I mean, guys miss. But guys miss like so many times. It's inexcusable, but it unfortunately happens.
Yeah, you go back to the '85 World Series.
Don Denkinger.
The Kansas City Chiefs and St. Louis Cardinals. That changed the whole series.
You want to laugh your ass off? Go look at Eric Gregg in 1997 World Series with Levon Hernandez getting pitch calls about 15 inches off the corner.
I watched that game, and I hated the Braves because they were in our division then, and I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Well, that was the Marlins Cleveland World Series.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the World Series. So the Marlins Levon Hernandez was getting a foot off the corner.
Well, it was in the Braves series too. They did that too. I remember. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This guy's horrendous.
Yeah.
Bengal Rick says hire Barry Larkin.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They need to go. They need to quit with the old boys network and hire somebody that has zero. Absolutely zero connection to the Reds organization beforehand.
Which they did with Tito. Well, I take that back.
No, they didn't. Like he's an old Red, and it was Marty who brought him back. The last guy who they brought from outside the organization was Dusty Baker, who he mentioned, who mentioned the post before, the curse because of Dusty Baker. Yeah, he was the last guy the Reds brought in from outside.
And this is not. I mean, I'm fine with Tito. I mean, I think Tito has done a good job. I honestly do, and because we're still in this thing in August. No matter if you believe we got a shot at winning this thing, get the playoffs or not, we're still in it. We haven't been in it in August in a while. And I actually, when we were in it in 23 when they didn't go out and get anybody and David Bell, that team.
They got Sam Maul. Don't dispute Sam Maul. I've got a cat here that's going to be going back and forth.
I believe more in this team now than I did that team. Now, one thing I'll say this about the trades that Krall made. They did improve the team. I mean, they did. They didn't improve them the way I wanted them to. I would like to have added another reliever, and I would love to get Gino Suarez at third base, so you can play a really good third base. And
it didn't even have to be Gino. There were so many guys out there that had a bat. Like the Reds took their biggest weakness.
One thing about if you look, I used to like Barry Larkin as a commentator. I can't stand him as a commentator anymore.
He's obnoxious. I haven't cared for him. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I mean, to head you off.
It's not obnoxious. He just goes so long without talking. Like if you compare him to Jeff Brantley is phenomenal. I love the Cowboy. He's the best one we got.
Chris Walsh is great too. Chris Walsh has been doing it for 30 years, and he does a damn fine job. He comes prepared. They both do their homework.
And I like Sam McCure. I think Sam McCure does a good job for the couple times I heard. But Larkin just goes like Sadek's got to kind of drag stuff out of him sometimes where he won't say anything. So,
but the whole thing, and he said he does the thing that so many current commentators that are from his era, like John Smoltz, do the too much of the back in my day shit. This isn't your day. This isn't 1995 when you won your MVP. You were a great player. No one's saying you don't understand ball, but games change. The game was different 30 years before you played. Like you can't keep bringing that up as to back when I played. And then the thing this couple weeks ago with the whole, home runs kill rallies. Like,
I know that
I understand.
That sense. Like what?
I understand. If you have runners on base, you have the pitcher pitching out of the stretch, right? Like there's usually a little more taxing. You're a little more pitcher's a little more focused. It's a little more exhausting, right? But a home run scores runs. You don't care about taxing the pitcher. You care about putting a crooked number on the scoreboard. Home run is the only hit that's guaranteed to put a number on the scoreboard. So, like,
it made no sense.
Right. It's too much him just trying to get behind the team's front, the team strategy of playing small ball, slapping the ball around, runners, I would say runners in motion, but they've completely discouraged that, which is irritating. Like, run, give Ellie the green light, give everyone the green light. They've discouraged stealing a base. I don't get it.
And the other irritating thing about last night, they played other than Lux, which I mean, I don't think they were throwing a guy out. Lux threw the ball over to the freaking behind the.
He threw the ball over the Ryan.
Yeah,
that completely.
But my point before, they were playing great defense. I mean, Keep Ryan Hayes made a great play. Ellie
that play was amazing.
Yeah.
Ellie's was great.
Marte's throwing right field. I mean, he was out. He had Harper out by 5 feet. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, Stevenson went 10 feet up the line to tag him because he had the time.
So I mean, they're playing good. It's just the same problem we've had all year long. We don't score enough runs. That's been the biggest. That's why it would be nice to get a big bat. Now, the guy, I can't say his name. The one we got from Oakland A's is
Miguel Andujar.
He's been pretty good.
He's hitting really, really well. And he's hitting both lefties and righties, which is encouraging.
So my point is, play him. I mean, and that's where I'm like, they had him. If I remember correctly, they had him DHing last night. Why did they put him in the outfield and let Lux DH? Because Andujar is a better defensive outfitter. I didn't get that.
It's more of Andujar has been out there more, but Andujar he's a butcher with the glove. Like at every position, he's not a good fielder. But the problem is, you have Gavin Lux, who's an infielder playing left field. You have Noelvi Marte, who's an infielder playing right field. If you're going to move guys around, and I have no problem drafting and signing all of these shortstop, take all your international pool money and sign shortstop. I'm cool with that because those are the athletic guys that can move around. But you need to do that shit when they're 20 years, when they're 18, 19, 20 years old, not when they're, Gavin Lux is in his late 20s and you're moving him out to the outfield. Noelvi Marte's, he's 23 or whatever.
Marte's adapted well to it, I think, though.
Right, yeah. I mean, he looks like he knows what he's doing, and awesome, but why didn't we do this before? At least throw somebody out there. And again, he came up as a shortstop, knew he wasn't going to play shortstop because Ellie and Matt McClain both were much better defensive shortstops. So why didn't you try, when he was in Chattanooga and Louisville, in 2023, after those guys left, throw him out in the outfield to get reps so that if you run out of spots, and then they go and trade, they trade for Keith Brian Hayes, which great defensive player, so he's not going to get any reps there. So their plans just don't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, the thing with Lux is he just doesn't have the arm to be in the outfield.
He's Johnny Damon out there.
Yeah, his glove work is okay. I mean, he gets to what he gets to. Yeah. But he doesn't have the arm, and he tried to have the arm last night, and he saw what happened. That's the problem. But I mean, going back to that play didn't matter. That run was scoring. The big thing is back to he let Abbott. Either he shouldn't let Abbott start that inning, or at least when they tied it up, I'm like, okay, go get him. He's done. Go. I mean, and Tito waited. That's where I'm like, why did he wait? And we talked about this before. This team, for some reason, I mean, it's built on speed, pitching, and defense, which that's why they went and got Hayes. But that's not a GABP ball club. I mean, pitching and defense are great, but you got to have power. I mean, look, just look after the Phillies last night. In one inning, they went for 0 runs, scoring 4. Now, we've done that, but we're not consistent. Now, and this whole I love Kyle Schwarber, but all this talk about him becoming a Red next year, you guys can just forget that.
Stop that crap right now. Cut that out.
They're not going to sign him. I would love them to. He would be a perfect guy to hit a GABP and put him as our DH, but Cassidy's not going to spend the money to sign Schwarber. So,
it's going to be 28, 30, something like I don't know. Like he's bat only guy, but I mean, he's still going to deservedly get 20, 20, 30, 25, $30 million a year. Yeah. And the Reds are like, and you keep seeing all this stuff, like even like good follow Reds accounts. shoot, I'm totally spacing out on them. Locked On Reds and what's what's James Rapine's Reds thing, whatever it is, like, and they're putting like this clickbait, Reds Talk, and like, because everyone keeps asking, but it's like, they're not, like, quit, just stop. They're not gonna sign him, and like, that's fine if they don't sign him, but they like, just stop though. Season isn't even over,
right?
Like, quit worrying about that.
I get Dustin here. I feel like Tito's philosophy doesn't play well at GABP. I wonder how they impact his decisions around wanting to manage in the future. Like, look, I think Tito's actually done fine. I mean, honestly, yes, we have 162 games. There's going to be decisions we're all going to nitpick. I was critical as hell with David Bell. I couldn't stand David Bell. So, I mean, I like Tito. I just think and this isn't the first time I've said Tito's messed up. He messed up last night. Abbott lost it quick, and sometimes it happens too fast and they're not ready. But that's where goes back to our point where the eighth inning, they should have at least had somebody. I don't think they had anybody warming up at the beginning of the inning. Now he got the first.
Somebody should have been hot.
Yeah, somebody should have been hot. But I mean, he got the first two guys out quick. So you're like, all right, we're looking good. But just like that, two doubles back to back, and the game's tied. And they weren't crushed. They were a line drive and a flare out in the right center field, I think it was.
Yeah.
So I mean, the crushed one was when Santiago came on. That's the thing, is he is getting so worked. He is starting to wear on. That's what happened last night. If
he leads MLB in appearances.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and he's never. I have no idea how many appearances he's made in his career, but I can almost guarantee you this is the most he's ever made, because when he came up, he was a starter. And you got him and Barlow. Those are, and Pagan. Those are big three coming out. Graham has kind of stepped back a little bit. They're not putting him out there as much as they were, because hasn't been as effective, but he did good. Shoot, he almost had an immaculate inning. He got two guys out in like 3 pitches or whatever the other night.
Yeah.
So
Santiago's been really good, but like, yeah, he's had 139 total games, and almost half of them have come in this season. And it'll probably be more than that. I mean, that's 7. Yeah, he'll probably get close to doubling his games to date. To Dustin's comment, I almost wonder if that's kind of what they sold him. Listen, we're not going to go out and get the big power bat that costs money. We're going to get guys. We're trying to get guys who can hit line drives, hit gap to gap.
That's our plan.
Is this the philosophy? So that's why he got Chris Valleca, who every team that he's been the hitting coach for, they've all done the same, just a lot of ground balls. Like, I don't know what the Reds ground ball percentage is, but it seems like 66% of balls in play are on the ground, and it's ridiculous. They need to figure out a way to hit the ball in the air more, but it's which like, I think Tito knew what he was getting into in terms of what they were, in terms of how they're going to build the roster, in terms of philosophy. But you don't discourage hitting home runs, though. If you can hit a home run, hit a fucking home run.
If they could just get one. I mean, the thing is, like, guys, like, I thought Ellie would hit more homers. I thought he hit at least 25 or 30 this year. I thought CS was going to do it. I was wrong with CS. Steer, he's getting there, but I thought he'd hit at least 20, 25. I mean, do we have a guy on our roster that's hit 20 homers this year? I don't.
No, Ellie has 18 to lead.
Yeah, I mean, I thought by now Ellie would at least have 20 or more. The guys.
Well, he was on pace for that. He was absolutely on pace for that, and then he's just fallen way back.
Yeah, I mean, he's still getting on base, but he's not hitting the ball in the ballpark. And the interesting thing you're saying about the Reds hitting ground balls and stuff is Nick Krall said once they got T. Brian Hayes that, like, yeah, he hits the ball on the ground, we're going to try to elongate his swing or whatever to hit it up. Like, why don't you have the rest of the team do that so he gets some power? And the thing is, we only need, really, if you get one big bat, that's all you need. If you get one big bat, that would change just a guy who could hit behind Ellie and scare people. And this is where I've been critical of Austin Hayes this year. Austin Hayes, like, when we first got him, I'm like, oh, dude, if he's a healthy, his projections were when he was healthy, he could hit in GABP, he could hit 25 to 30 homers. That's what the projections were with what he did in Baltimore. And he had come close to that this year. He started off great. His first game hit 2 home runs in one game, which was awesome. But I mean, there's been times where they've actually literally walked Ellie to get to him.
He's been terrible since his. Now, granted, he was a lot of fits and starts because he hit the IL twice. I mean, started the season on the IL, came out balls of fire, got hurt, came back, hit the well, went back on the IL. He's been terrible since then. I mean, he has 10 home runs on the year. Yeah, I mean, the Reds home run leaders. You have Ellie with 19. Steer with 14. Steer's been a complete disappointment. He's just he's been great defensively, and that's it. He's been awful hitting. Can't play anywhere else because he's not good elsewhere.
I think he's
had a couple clutch hits. He's had a couple clutch hits.
Yeah, here lately he has.
But if you look at even his last 30 games, it's not. His numbers aren't pretty.
Well, probably none of the Reds' numbers are pretty last 30 games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Gavin Lux has been hitting the crap out of the ball of late, but he's all singles. He has no power.
He's not a power hitter.
Yeah, Spencer Steer's last 30 games, he's hitting 192, 276 on base, and 346 slugging. Like you need to do better than that, or he's going to be looking for a job next year.
And that's the thing is the guys that I thought would give us some power haven't. They haven't. I mean, Steer was dealing with the shoulder thing at the beginning of the year, and McLean has been nowhere. Not that McLean would be a power, but he's been nowhere close to what we thought he was. Which I keep want to preface it with this: is he's coming back. He missed an entire season from a shoulder injury, and
with shoulder injury. So that's yeah.
And if you guys remember, Gino Suarez, after he signed that big contract, he got injured in a swimming pool thing, and it took about a year and a half really to get back to where he is now. So
yeah, he had the 49 home runs in 47. I think it was 49 in 2019. Yeah. And then banged up his shoulder playing with his kids in the pool. Moral of the story: don't play with your kids.
Right, just leave them alone.
Just they're fine. I mean, I'm a child of the 80s, man. Latchkey kid, just
exactly.
Be home by sundown.
We made friends up.
No, I had real friends.
No, you didn't. Don't lie.
Okay. But yeah, I'm willing to give Matt McLean a mulligan, but why is he still in the lineup when they have someone who can play
Lux? Yeah, put Lux at second.
No, not even him.
Who?
Sal Stewart.
Oh, well, that's the other guy. See, all right.
He can play. He's played second base. He can play third base, and then they just blocked him by getting Ke'Bryan Hayes. What's fine. Ke'Bryan Hayes plays the best third base in baseball.
Well, I don't think he's going to come up here being a third baseman. You want to know an outfielder?
Yeah, absolutely not now because they traded for Hayes. That's fine. Right. Hayes is long term.
You want to know a guy to put in the outfield? That's who I think they should move to the outfield. To be honest, do it now.
Well, they're going to start. Again, this happened almost 2 weeks ago when they traded for Hayes, and they're just now giving him work at first base. Again, organizationally, what are we doing? If you trade for Ke'Bryan Hayes, and maybe that was a trade that wasn't on their radar that popped up, so it was, it didn't become an issue until automatically it was, like South Stewart being blocked at third. Cool, whatever. It's like that happens. You found a guy that you thought you wanted for some reason. You have a terrible offensive team, so you want to make it worse. Cool, get Ke'Bryan Hayes. But you immediately need to pivot your one of the top prospects in all of baseball, who just hits the shit out of the ball everywhere he goes, who conceivably should be on the major league team right now. You need to move him off third base so that he has a spot to play and help your team this year. It's not going to cost you down the road. Right now, he's like, you bring him up now, and he still has 6 years of control, so that's not even an excuse. Well, they need to bring him up. You need offense. Bring him up. Bring Hector Rodriguez, because you need a left fielder. He plays left field, so he's not going to be an absolute butcher out there, and he can hit the ball. Why are we not doing this?
I don't know, but I wouldn't move putting South Stewart at first base. I would put him in the outfield. That's the spot, because he's not going to get a lot of playing time at first base because you have Spencer Steer there, and they love.
No, he'll play. He will absolutely play over Spencer Steer. I bet that if he comes up because of the bat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you move him to the outfield, then you can keep Steer at first base, and you have a Gold Glove first baseman. So you're weakening a defensive spot in the infield that you're trying to fix. So that's where I'm like, move him to the outfield, put him in left field. I know it's an infielder in left field and right field, but at least they could hit the ball, and that's.
But I look at it this way: they have a left fielder. They have Hector Rodriguez. If you want to bring up someone to play left field, bring up Hector Rodriguez, who's the same age of similar prospect vintage.
Then bring South Stewart up and just let him DH.
and that's first base. First base is not a position to where you bench the bat for the glove. If you have someone who can hit the ball and play first base, but isn't very good defensively versus someone who can play Gold Glove defense but can't hit worth shit. You need to play that bat because that is not a defense like if you're playing first base in the majors, you're going to be able to catch the ball. Like you're going to be able to do the basics.
You can save a lot of errors too, especially if you got
right. But Spencer Steer's also Spencer Steer's 4'2" also. Like he doesn't have a great reach there too.
I've been very impressed with Spencer Steer playing first base. I think
he's looked great. Absolutely, I'm not disagreeing.
So I'm like, that's where I'm like, we already have a not so great defensive team. I don't want to take one of our best defensive players, which he is. He's our best defensive first baseman right now. I don't want to move him. If you want to bring those two up, put Rodriguez in left field and what's his name?
DH Stewart.
Yes, bring him up. Yeah, DH him is what I would do. If you want to bring him up.
Let me ask you this: what's the bigger problem with this team? Defense, like infield defense, or hitting?
Well, hitting, but then that solves. You have a guy who can hit the ball, and you got a guy who can play left field and hit the ball, and you still have your best defensive first bases. So that solves all your problems right there.
Well,
that's you're not giving up one thing to get something. If you have Stewart DH and you put Hernandez in left field, you still have your two best corner infielders. Yeah, your outfield is still about the same, but you're not going to gain anything. Well, actually, you might gain something with Rodriguez out there in left field, so he might be a better left fielder than you have. So,
but
you're gaining stuff. You don't. Bench.
You're looking at it this way: it'll be trading out Hayes' bat, which hasn't been great, but has been better than Steer. Hayes' bat or Steer's glove. What is more important for the team? Because
I'm not looking at that way.
Hayes would be DHing
there. You got you're taking out Hayes and you're taking out whoever playing left field. So you can put Lux at second base, who can hit and play second base, and he's still a good defensive second.
Lux isn't a good second baseman though, and then you're back to hurting your defense, which is the give take. Like this is and it's like again, like I'm not trying to contradict you. This is very much just like these are the issues that the Reds have to deal with.
You can move them around. I'll put it that way. You can move them around. It's nothing set in stone. You can move around. Me putting a rookie at first base who's never played first. I played first base. There's a lot to do at first base.
I played. I played a lot of first base.
You got to take the ball out of place. You got
to
cut the balls off. There's a lot to do if you've never played it in your first, and you only done it a couple times in the minors, and you're going to put him at first base in a pennant race when you have a guy who I think can win a Gold Glove at first base someday. I like Stewart at first base. I want to leave him there.
We're also a team that keeps moving out infielders to outfielders because they didn't go out and acquire outfielders.
Right.
The Reds do dumb shit. So none of this is out of the out of the realm of expectation.
But that's been the Reds' plan the whole time. And I've said this before: get shortstop and you teach them how to play the outfield. But do it in the minor.
Teach them before they get to the majors, though.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Do it before they get into the majors, which is what they should do. And I still say if Arroyo could ever stay healthy and hit in the minor leagues, he's coming up and he's going to be our shortstop. And they're going to move Ellie out there, is what I think. But he hasn't been able to stay healthy or hit enough in the minor leagues to get up here yet.
He turned the bat around the past month. Like again, I'm still not sold that he's an actual everyday, everyday player with this bat, but he's turned around. He's hitting the ball a lot more authority, doubles, and whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing that's holding him back is staying healthy and being able to hit. And I'm not saying, and I'm not in a rush to move Ellie, but I mean, you're saying that's the Reds' plan is to draft shortstop, which is the most athletic guy. And people are like, why would you have so many shortstops? Because you can move them, which you can. You can move them. Just you don't want to move them in the majors. You want to move them before that. So
have them go look at this year's MLB draft. Literally half of the top 10, top 12 were all high school shortstops.
Yeah.
Like everybody, you complain about the Reds taking shortstops, and now I have a disembodied hand. So, I mean, everyone's drafting shortstops, especially athletic high school shortstops and moving them around. Like you can complain about the Reds, but that's a organizational, not even organizational. I mean, it's just a league-wide issue.
All right, let me get to some comments here. Gregor here has said last several seasons, no small ball. I can't talk today. Last several seasons, no small ball to fault now. No small ball and record better. I mean, meaning the small ball teams don't produce as well as what I think he means by that.
But he's saying the Reds couldn't play small ball the last couple of years, and this year they can play small ball and they have a better record, but not really. I mean, the Reds in 2023 were in a better position. They were 10 games over at on the 10th and in first place. The Reds haven't been, Reds haven't made it that far yet. They've been at somewhere between 6 and 2 games over 500 for the past 2 months.
Dustin's agreeing with you. All right,
he's a smart man.
Screwing with me. Joe, you nailed it on the head. The philosophy is the bigger issue for me. It just doesn't align. I don't believe it concerns me about the future. And the thing is, like, I'm still not concerned. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. My issue is they could take somebody's shortstop and go trade for a bat. All they do is get one bat. I mean, Novi Marte could be that big bat for us eventually. I believe in him.
He's a solid hitter right now. I mean, he's a really good hitter right now. Full stop.
Yeah, so he could be that guy. So I don't think the philosophy is wrong. I just don't think they've taken advantage of the amount of prospects that they have to go get somebody to add to the team they have now. That's my issue with it. I have no problem with going out and draft a team with shortstop and drafting pitching. I mean, I'm old school. You win with pitching and defense. You can get a shortstop who you could develop into an outfielder that could be a power hitter. You could do that. The issue I'm having with this team right now is the guys that I thought were going to be power hitters have not been this year. I mean, we're not, and that's my question. Is it the hitting coach? What's going on? Why does Ellie only have 18 home runs? He should have at least 20 to 25 now. Why? Why is this? Why is Austin Hayes, who we thought was going to be a big power hitter hasn't been? To me, that's been the issue with this season is we don't have any power. We don't have a big bat in there, and Ellie was supposed to be that guy, and he really hasn't been. So is that the hitting coach? What is that?
Well, yeah, and that's kind of like I think Dustin was talking about when I was talking about the more larger disconnect between what they're doing on the 26-man roster versus what they're doing throughout the entire system. I don't know, like, and again, this is why I always had reservations for this team because they had to rely so much on hope and whatever, like that's fine. That's the budget, or that's where they're sticking themselves with the budget and everything. That they're not going to spend a ton of money to go out and fill holes with big free agents. Okay, whatever. Like you can win by being creative and by being smart. The Reds have done none of that. So it's just what is the issue? It is an issue of development that these guys who were supposed to be better, like CES.
That's
and again, I don't know what Matt McClain's issue is.
Sure.
I know we're hoping it's just the shoulder, and we're hoping it's going to be better next year. He should not be guaranteed a job next year, and I don't think he will. I think there'll be competition because there are guys that'll be pushing him, but they need to need to figure that out. But Spencer Steer has gotten worse every single season. Since he's been up, he was really good in 2023. He was less good last year, and offensively, he's been bad this year. With Austin Hayes, he's a guy who he's got a track record. He's streaky. He's had a couple really good years. He's had health issues, and I think that's been his issue. He's streaky. He's either really good or really bad, and he's just kind of been stuck being really bad this year.
Offense.
So it's what's that?
So the team's offense is streaky.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't. And we've had this before, or a couple years ago on a 13-game winning streak, and then we had 10 games. We haven't had that this year, which I am surprised that we haven't had.
Brewers had a 10-game winning streak and have backed that up 10 games later with an 11-game winning streak. Yeah, they are 29-5 in their past 30 or no, they're 24-5 in their past 29 games.
Yeah, that's
insane.
Yeah, that's why can't we do that? And the thing that kills me is I thought, which I'm right because we've had consistent pitching. We're going to be in every game, which we have. There's been very few games where we got completely blown out of. We have been in every single game. And
I mean, and every starter has a crap start. I mean, Hunter Green's going to get blown up. Lodola's going to get blown up.
Well, I'm saying just from so therefore, if we're speaking of the Reds' philosophy, their philosophy has worked to an extent. Is where they wanted to play defense. They wanted to have a fast team, which I don't know why. Back to your point before, I don't know why they're not running more. They need to get back to running again. And pitching and defense is and speed. That's what they want to do for this team. And for the most part, I mean, it's worked. The problem is we just don't have that. It's simple. We don't have the bat, and that's the thing where they missed the opportunity to add that. There was guys out there that they could have added, and they still could. There's still ways to make a trade beyond the trade deadline. I don't see the Reds doing it. And I don't want to crap on who the guys got, because the guys they've gotten have helped. I mean, they have.
Yeah.
I mean, the pitcher we got from the Rays, he said 2 pretty good starts for us. Brian Hayes, it's been exactly what we thought he was. I think he's actually hit a little better than I thought he was going to. The outfielder's been pretty good. I mean, I thought he was going to hit. I thought he was going to hit a buck.
And ours hit really well.
Brian Hayes hit better than I thought. I think he hit like a $1.92 or something. He's hit better than that for
I think Brian Hayes is hitting about a $1.92 with the Reds. Let's see. I just looked at his numbers hang on. 2025 with the Reds. What did you say? A buck what?
92.
He's hitting a $1.89 for the Reds.
There you go. Hitting even more so I thought it was. Well, it seemed like he's hitting better than I thought it was.
He had a really clutch home run. Was that his first game or one of his first games? But I mean, he's not a guy you expect to hit. But I mean, his defense has been amazing. But
that's the point, is we got him and we didn't expect him to hit. So I mean, he saved runs on his defense, which we knew that was going to happen. But the point to this whole thing is they missed the opportunity to really improve. And I keep bringing up Geno Schwartz. There, like you said, there's other guys they could have got. They had these prospects. It's like, and they didn't give up anybody for who we got. They still could have gave up some prospects and added a bat. If they added one freaking bat to this lineup who could scare the crap out of people, that's all we're missing, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I know we don't have that. I'll put it to you that way. We don't have that.
Yeah, there's no thump.
Yes. And the guys who we thought were going to be the thump are not. And that's the frustrating part to me.
Yeah. So, what do you do? When your owner, when the front office and ownership don't do, even the smallest thing possible to put a legitimate team out there. I mean, this is what you deal with. I mean, they have guys that are solid baseball players, but it's not a well-crafted team. You know what I mean? Like it's just a bunch of spare parts, and they just don't make sense. We're using Santiago Espinal starting tonight instead of Brian Hayes versus a left-hander. Brian Hayes, I'm sorry, for his non-factor his hitting is, I'd still rather him be hitting than Santiago Espinal. Because you're also getting better defense, because Espinal is a average defender and at whatever position he plays.
Yeah, exactly. First pitch is at 6:40 tonight. I think
Ranger Suarez versus Brady Singer.
Woohoo! I think we've pretty much beat this to death with the Reds. Let's talk some Bengals here. I'll get your thoughts on, huh?
I said who, and then I said Day.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. So what was your thoughts on Thursday night? I thought the first 2 drives, obviously the offense looked great. I was really surprised at how good the Bengals offensive line did. Now I know it's against the Eagles' second guys, but a lot of their second guys could start on some other teams' first line. I thought they looked pretty good. I mean, Joe looked great. Jamar looked great. I was kind of surprised how good the offensive line looked, and how when they run the ball, they're running over Fairchild and OBJ. I was impressed with that part. Let's just go to the offense first before we get to the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Fairchild, legitimate. Fairchild is going to be a solid starter from week 1,
right?
And arrows pointing up from there.
Right.
We've said this every single episode. They still need to bring in someone else at right guard, because Patrick was up and down. It was only 2 drives, but what he is. He's a low end starter. Like you want to aspire to better than a low end starter. So come on, guys.
Brandon, sure, come on down.
Right.
I hope.
And I didn't care about results, but Burrow and the entire offense just looked incredibly just on time and completely in sync, like with the entirety of the offense. Chase Brown, I think, is going to be a top 5 fantasy running back unless Taj Boyd steals some touchdowns from him. But Chase Brown, he's just so...
Taj Brooks.
Taj Brooks. God damn, I keep saying Taj Boyd. Every fucking time.
Hey, I
that's
names
the
all
old
the time.
quarterback. That's the old quarterback from Clemson. Jesus.
Yes.
Taj Brooks. Anyway, like I like Taj Brooks, and I think he's going to be a solid NFL running back as soon as this year. But Chase Brown, like his ability, his quickness, he runs routes incredibly well, and just he's going to have a huge year this year.
I think so.
So
I mean,
it's going to be fun to watch on this offense, especially if they can bring in somebody who's outside of the facility right now to play right field. Jesus Christ, we talked baseball too long. Yes, they need somebody to play right field for their softball team in the Logan Wilson tournament. To play right guard. If they bring in a right guard, then this offense, there's zero reason to expect that they're not going to be one of the top 2 or 3 offenses in the entire league.
And James Rapine keeps bringing up Brandon Scherf, and I was hoping we get Hernandez. We didn't. He resigned with the Cardinals.
Yeah, he went back to.
Scherf's still out there. I mean,
there are guys still out there.
I did like that I saw Rivers play some guard. I think. Well, I'd say I didn't watch. I heard he played some guard because my TV went out down in Florida, so I didn't get to watch the whole game. But I thought I heard.
Yeah, he did play guard.
Okay, me personally, I'm not saying this year. I think next year, if he can do this, he might be our future right guard. Is what I've said that since we kind of drafted him. I'm hoping I'm right, but we'll see. So I'm like, and things just for this year, if he can play guard and tackle, you're going to have 3 guys with Cody Ford can play guard and tackle. You got Patrick who play center and guard, and then you have Rivers who play guard and tackle. So that makes your offensive line has more depth in it. Still,
you also have Seth McLaughlin,
right? Yes.
Who absolutely would have been one of the top centers off the board in the draft if the Bengals got, the Bengals basically got for for free, but I mean like UFDA, and you get exactly. UFDA and like fantastic.
He's going to be on this team either they're going to put him on the injured list, or he's going to be on this team. I
don't think they can risk him trying to put him onto the practice squad either.
No, they put him on the pup list.
I think he got that clean bill of health, and he'll get snatched up.
Yeah, they'll try to figure out how to get him on the pup list, which I don't think they can. Now he's got the clean bill of health. He's going to be on this team because I love Ted Karras. That's Ted's replacement. Eventually, that's where I'm at. Now the defense.
Play more Matt Lee at guard. See what he can do to see if he's a depth piece.
Too. I like to see that too.
Because he you can only have one Seth McLaughlin or Matt Lee. You can't keep 3 centers center only on your team.
I mean, the other thing is if McLaughlin is healthy and is as good as we think he could, you can always kick Karras over the guard.
He might have had his best year in his career last year at center.
Oh, he did go.
At this age, let him play. Let him play where he needs to.
I'm with you. I've been one that's kind of gets that, but I mean, I'm just grasping at straws right now for right guard because I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully Patrick comes in here and plays better. I mean, he played like an average guard. I mean, he wasn't amazing. I mean, I thought Fairchild looked really good. Patrick was okay.
He looked fantastic. 100% block efficiency rating.
So the defense. Now we got to take this with a grain of salt. There are 5 starters out, but
they also played against 2s and 3s.
Right, they also played against 2s and 3s. But the part that I worried me the most, the defense line. You only, if I'm correct, you only had B.J. Hill out and you only had Trey Henderson out, and they gashed us in the running game. Very first play gashed us, and that's where I thought, which again, first game to see it, first preseason game, I think they're going to get better. It was just alarming to see how big a hole that was they put in our offensive line right off the bat. Now, that part I didn't like it. I thought TJ Slayton. I still think TJ Slayton's going to make an impact. It's just you didn't expect them to look. I didn't expect them to look that bad. That's the thing. Yeah. I didn't think they were going to go jump and be the 85 Bears, but I thought they'd be a little more intense. Like the secondary, I've been praising the secondary like crazy. The DBs, I think, have looked great. It looks so good in this game.
They played a lot of DJ Ivy, and DJ Ivy's not going to be with the Bengals
He's looked great this year. That's the thing. It kills me.
He got toasted multiple times.
I know. I'm just saying, yeah, I know he did there, but in practice, he's looked awesome. And that's like, how is that what I'm seeing in practice against the elite, not translating against the twos with Philadelphia? That's what I don't get. Why is it looking so good against the best wide receivers in the league on our team, and then you get beat by the Eagles' second teamers? That's where I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, he was a 7th rounder in 2023 and got hurt. You know, I mean, he's. I don't want to say he's a terrible player, but I mean, these are guys that are roster churn. Like, these are guys that just get flipped out. So I'm not really worried about that. I really don't care what happened. Would I have liked them to have looked better? Absolutely. But the first preseason game, they're playing vanilla.
And that's the other thing too. Yeah, look at that way too.
Like them having 5 guys out isn't that big of a deal because they're playing second. You know, they're playing second teamers in terms of like in terms of like level of talent, but they're playing guys that haven't played those spots. Like the starters, the starters being out, you have guys who don't know the scheme or don't understand playing next to that guy. Or responsibilities as well, because they're a lot of them were newer, rookies and guys that are fresh into the system. So I'm not worried about it. If they still look like that against Baltimore or against Jacksonville, yeah, I'm going to be concerned because Cleveland's going to have a really bad. Cleveland should have a really bad offense.
Yeah, but they have a really good defensive line.
right. But I mean, that's
gonna be a test.
But I mean. Bengals defense goes up against their offense, and their offense isn't like their offensive line has gone downhill. Their weapons are crap, and who knows? Right. Shedeur Sanders looked fine against like.
That's your guy.
My guy.
No sarcasm, jeez.
I know. And but they're making a huge. He was like 14 for 26 and 2 touchdowns. Like 14. Like that's not great efficiency. Like great. Like I'm not gonna bash the guy, but like. Slow down the Canton hype, okay? Let's,
Dustin there. Safeties, man. Bengals just fumbled that so bad. Battle and Stone.
Justin Simmons, please.
Have the worst RAS in the league. Now, Battle goes and gets a pick on Joe Burrow today in 11-11s. And again, I'm going to stick with what my eyes are telling me. And from what I've seen in practice, our secondaries look good. Stone's looking good. Battle's looking good. Why it did that translate to Thursday night, I do not know. I just know from what I've seen, they've looked really good.
Well, because the tape that they played in 24 is more indicative of than a bunch of snaps on, than a bunch of snaps in camp. It's confounding why they haven't gone out and made any additions to that room. With Stone being out with. Hamstring? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's hamstring.
Our boy Tyson Anderson's been playing it, and he's
pretty good,
filling in pretty well. But you can't expect him to be a good safety.
And what happens if he gets hurt?
Right, exactly. Like bring in again Justin Simmons. He's going to be 32 here before too long, so he's not a long-term fix, but. He's going to cost like $6 million, maybe even less at this point because with this being late, this late game.
Bring him in.
Exactly. You bring that in, then I feel that this offseason, because again, Trey's going to get done. It's going to get done between
now and the beginning of the season,
somewhere after the Washington game and before Cleveland. So he'll be there he'll be there the first week of actual prep, because then everyone's got the clock is ticking really, really loudly at that point.
Wilson looked so slow Thursday night. To be honest, I couldn't watch it. So
I didn't really.
I watched it. I tried.
Everyone was playing like crap, so I didn't specifically see anything specific about how Logan Wilson looked. But again, this is why, and I've said it before, why you keep bringing in young. Keep bringing in young linebackers, and unless you have an all-pro linebacker, pay their first contract and let them go. Maybe pay them until they're 27, 28. But once they hit 28, out the door. Bye bye. Appreciate your time and see you later.
Taylor Stout, news on Burton's injury. He was at practice today, did not participate.
Was it a hamstring again? Is that what it was? It was swelling somewhere.
Yeah, something swelled up somewhere. So
knee.
I liked it that I don't care if he had Chat GPT write it or who wrote it, but at least he put a statement out saying, "Look, I'm injured. It had nothing to do with anything. I know I screwed up last year, but it wasn't that." And that's.
But I don't like get on anybody for wondering. I mean, the guy's a knucklehead. He's done some knucklehead stuff. There are people that were like going like, "Oh, this guy, why are we getting on this guy?" Like, because he's made a bunch of knucklehead decisions. There's a reason that he went to the third round.
The Bengals
and yes, right here, they know the routes in practice. Yeah, they don't know exactly what the offense is going to run, but they know what they're working on. So defensive backs are going to look better when they have an idea what kind of scheme that they're going to run versus it's the first preseason game against another team playing backups that you really have no idea what they're going to do. Yeah,
you're still going against Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I don't care if they know the routes or not. They can beat you anyway.
Right, but you're going to have a better chance.
That's a cop-out answer right there. Like for as good as they've looked, and this is just my own personal opinion. You guys don't have to believe me. I don't care. My own personal opinion, from what I've seen, they've looked good. To look as good as they have, knowing the routes, whatever it was, to looking as bad as they didn't make sense. That's where I'm like, something either he needs to dumb down the defense some more or something. So I don't, like I said, I don't care if they know the routes or not. They have looked damn good against a really good offense. And I'm not saying they look like all pros or anything, but they look so much better.
But it's also they're also running full speed against another team. And Joe Burrow's going to complete, like, you can tell the other team what route that Chase is going to run. You can tell him he's going to run it out, and they're going to throw it on his back shoulder. And those two guys are going to make a complete. Those guys are going to complete the pass because they're great. So yeah, but those guys, it doesn't matter. But it's
the answer is not that these guys are awful. Okay, they're going to get better. These guys are better than what they looked like Thursday night. Can we all agree on that?
And I'm not saying like they're garbage. Right. They look bad. But again, I don't really care. Let's see how they look this week. On Monday. Let's see how they look against Indy.
I still think this is weird. They got 2 games in 1 week. I know it's preseason, but it's still freaking weird.
I don't like I don't like primetime, like weird time games during preseason. They played a Thursday night, or they're playing a Monday night, and then backing that up. When's the?
I think it's Saturday.
Is it Saturday night? That's the traditional preseason game.
Yeah, it's at 1:00. That's the home game.
Yeah.
So I gotta look. It's Saturday or Sunday. It's weird.
It's the 23rd, so that's 11 days from today. That's Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that gives them 11 days, or gives them 8 days until or 14 days until the opener.
Yeah, they got almost 2. They got 2 weeks till the opener. So after that, which that's kind of nice, but it's just weird.
Actually, after Indy is when they'll get not after Washington. After Indy is when they'll get Trey's done, because that way they'll have a week to work out the details, and then get him that last week to get him up to speed with the other defense. He'll be fine.
Brad said the defense should play good in practice because they know what the play our offense is going to play. Okay. Like that, then if that's true, then we should not be able to complete any passes. I don't.
No, but also it's a difference.
That's not the reason they look so bad. You don't look as good as you look in practice against these high level athletes, even if you know the routes, and look that bad against not as good athletes. You just don't.
But there's also a difference between guys going. You're probably doing 90% in practice. You're not going full out. Like you're running Chris Ross and everything. But I mean. No, because you don't want your guys to hurt yourselves and like pull a muscle, going completely all out versus guys in an actual game situation. I don't care what the results are, but I understand what people are saying, and I think there's something to it.
Okay, cool. We'll leave it at that. So. With that being said, been now on for an hour and 3 minutes. Anything you want to leave Houday Nation Reds country with before I let you get on out of here? We discuss this again next Tuesday.
Not really. I'm gonna go figure out what I'm gonna have for my birthday dinner.
Yeah, go eat your birthday dinner.
Ta-ta.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I don't know. I don't agree that they know the routes and that's why they're doing that, but that's fine. Because like I said, I've seen it from my own eyes down there. I think they're gonna play better. Hopefully I'm right. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea. But thanks for watching. I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. We'll be pulling off the sound later on tonight. Put it on the podcast. It's on BPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor, please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Shout out to my sponsors. They are as followed. Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You got some grass need mowed, some shrubbery need planted, trimmed up. Oh, you got some new landscape ideas you want to do. Take Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Give them a call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. And when you call them, tell them you heard about them. Sports with Strawberry Ice. Shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, of course, Meyer Window, Door, and More. Their website's MeyerCincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. And, of course, my favorite brewery, More on Logger House. We'll be doing our tailgate there 3 hours before every single home game. We're also going to be doing road tailgates there where you guys can come and watch the road games and enjoy some delicious morning beer and delicious morning food to hang out with some Bengals fans. Also, keep your calendars open. September 9th, we'll be doing the Dine for 9 at More on Logger House. It benefits the Joe Burrow Foundation. 9% of the proceeds on everything purchased that night goes to the Joe Burrow Foundation. I'll be there doing a show for 2 hours, start at 5:30, goes to 7:30. Joe Farson will be there. As of right now, we have Jim Breach will be there. I'm working on a couple other guests. So make sure you guys mark the date, September 9th. Joe Burrow Foundation, Dine for 9 at Moorline Logger House. Other than that, you guys had a wonderful show. I had a wonderful show. Wonderful day. You guys have got me thinking about this whole the whole time I'm reading that, I'm sitting there thinking about they know the routes. I'm like, to look as good as they did, it just doesn't compute to me. I mean, I know you guys are saying that, but I've seen them, and I've seen them make really good plays for as bad as they looked compared to what they look like against Joe Burrow and Jamar. I'm not saying they're shutting down Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but there has been times where the defense has won the day. That's where I'm like, anyway, I'm going to stick with what I've seen. I think our secondary is going to be good. I think we need to add to the safety room. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I'm a complete idiot. I have no idea. Anyway, remember one thing and one thing only. Who Dey for life? Throw it up. That's your sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.